Throughout the ages, human beings in every culture have found themselves tantalized by sound and music. Whether it's the lilting song of birds, the rhythmic pounding of the sea, or the gentle bubbling sound of water in a brook, the sounds in nature have soothed and nurtured us. But why do these sounds resonate so deeply within us? Are there certain types of music that help us realize a richer and deeper spiritual experience? Welcome to Matter and Beyond. I'm your host, Mary Lynn Chiavi. In this program, we're going to hear from experts in sound and music who will help us better understand that we are part of a great symphony that is playing within us and beyond.
I don't think I've found a single culture on Earth that at some point hasn't used sound as a prominent technique in healing or religious rites or changing consciousness in one way or another.
I would say music is sacred. Probably that's a better way of looking at it. I mean, music is, in general, food for soul, food for the soul, and it's actually the language of the soul.
Music is pre-language in some ways, but we may not call it great art or great beauty, but that it is innate within all of us because of our heartbeat, because of our ability to move, our language of expression, that we have musical quality.
I think the tradition goes back probably to the first use of sound as soothing or healing with mother's lullaby or for a baby.
There are some scientists that have tracked the sound of the earth, and the sound of the earth vibratory is Om. We see this in all of the major religions, that we live in this primordial soup, this pulse of the earth. The earth has a heartbeat. It's called the Schumann resonance, the magnetic pulse.
Dr. Jeffrey Thompson, founder and director of the Center of Neuroacoustic Research in California, believes that the sounds in nature resonate within us because they take us back to the beginning of our journey and our primary sense.
You have a certain type of sounds that have the same influence on anybody who hears it, no matter what age you are, what sex you are, what culture you're brought in, what language you speak. Womb sounds fits that bill because at 16 weeks, when the fetus is still just about this big, the nervous system is developed enough that all the senses come online.
While the sense organs are fully formed at this stage, the eyes are not fully functioning, and the nose and the mouth are filled with fluids. So the sense of taste and smell are not engaged, but the ears are open and receiving information.
Sound travels through water 5 times better than it does through air. So actually your ears are working, but amplified by 5 times. And the largest sense organ we have, the skin, is a huge sense organ for vibration sense.
Thompson points out that the ear of the fetus is very small, so the size of the sound waves coming from a mother's heart, which would be about the size of an adult fist, would sound very loud to a tiny eardrum.
If the eardrum was blown up to the size of my eardrum and this heart was blown up proportionally to the same size, it would fill about this room. So what kind of sound would that heart make? It wouldn't be the sound that you would expect it to be from a stethoscope as an adult listening from the outside. It would be a very large, slowed sound of a big foam sound.
Considering Thompson's perspective, it's possible that our attraction to loud pulsing music is really a longing for the sound of a heartbeat, which we first experienced before we were born. The sound of flowing water, the lapping of the waves onto a beach, these are some of the other sounds that mesmerize and soothe us. Thompson believes that these sounds touch us in a profound way because they bring us back to our primary experience before birth.
If you take amniotic fluid sounds and you slow those sounds down, they sound a lot like the ocean. A lot of these sounds sound like other sounds that we later hear in nature that can spark a similar kind of primordial recognition and body visceral response that is not in control of the rational thinking mind.
Dr. Jeffrey Thompson is also a sound engineer and composer. He has established a method for using modulated sound pulses for changing states of consciousness. Dr. Thompson researched the effects of sound on the subconscious mind for healing and emotional release. He believes we are attracted and soothed by the variety of sounds that we heard in the womb.
Or a response in some way that's connecting to a primal recognition at a subconscious level that taps into experiences I've had in the womb and various times that I've had in nature. And most of us who've gone on vacations and have explored nature have a peaceful, beautiful, return to the cosmos nature experience.
Thompson became fascinated with the idea of the power of primordial, recognizable components of sound that could have a visceral, physical response that affects an individual and elicits a relaxation response.
A lot of people in the sound field combine nature sounds with music together as a relaxational tape.
According to Thompson, using a combination of these sounds in sound therapy elicits an automatic response and helps people to remember that relaxed feeling in nature.
The nature sounds, I would say, I would call those primordial sound, because it really is exactly the same environment for everyone who's ever heard it, and that's all of us.
This aspect of music and sound addresses our innate nature. This explains why and how, throughout history, in every culture, sound and music have been woven into our celebrations and our healing and sacred ceremonies.